Echoes of Us, written by Azalea Moon, Episode 2.
The city never sleeps. Its pulse thrums steadily under the harsh glow of streetlights. Neither do my memories. Their ghosts linger in every corner of this office, pressing down with a weight I can't seem to shake. I stand motionless at the floor-to-ceiling windows of my penthouse, my fingertips cold against the glass. Below me, dawn bleeds slowly across the Manhattan skyline. 20 floors up, I still can't escape what lies beneath the surface. 20 years. I've kept these feelings buried for 20 years, and now they claw their way to the surface, demanding to be felt. I haven't gone home since the gala. Couldn't. Sleep feels like some cruel joke with CeeCee's presence still burning through my veins. She stands in my mind like a half-remembered dream, but the ache she leaves behind is devastatingly real. My mind takes me back to last night. I don't do many speaking events. Public speaking was never my strength. But last night, I made an exception. My foundation's sponsors love to see me on stage. They say the moment I step into the light, eyes find me. I don't demand attention. I think it's something else. Something quiet, unshakable, forged in fire. I have lived through hell, and from its ashes, I built something that lasts, something that matters. The wealthy donors in the room see a man who has turned tragedy into purpose, a leader who refuses to let the past define him. To the ex-inmates, my foundation is more than an organization. It's a second chance, a way forward. And to them, I am proof that they are not beyond saving. None of us are. I'm not just the founder of one of the most influential prison reform initiatives in the country. I am its face and its beating heart. A familiar voice pulls me from my thoughts.
You're brooding again. It's too early for brooding.
Marina Rodriguez, my head of security, my oldest friend from the inside, stepped into the office. Her suit was immaculate, as always, but the shadows under her eyes told me she hadn't slept either.
Your brother called 3 times.
I clenched my jaw. Victor, of course. What did he want this time?
Same thing he always wants when the foundation makes headlines.
Mari moved to stand beside me, her reflection appearing in the window like a warning.
It's always about optics for him. Camila Morales at your event complicates everything.
I whirl around to face her, my heart stuttering in my chest. How did you know she was there? Mari doesn't flinch. She just pulls out her phone, holding it up for me to see. A photo from last night's gala. And there she was. CeeCee. Camila. The woman I'd spent 20 years trying to forget. Exhaustion crashes over me, heavy, suffocating. I sink onto the office couch, dragging a hand over my face. Wordlessly, I gesture for Mari to sit. I suppose you want to hear what happened. Mari's expression softens, just slightly, as she takes the chair across from me. She was there for the aftermath all those years ago. She knows what seeing Camila again means. I lean forward, elbows on my knees. I begin telling her about last night. The moment I step off the stage, I fall into the motions, shaking hands, nodding, saying all the right things. But something's off. The air hums, charged, a pull, sharp, undeniable, like the past just reached across the room and wrapped its fingers around my throat. Then, I see her. Camila. The world vanishes, the ballroom, the laughter, the clinking of champagne glasses, it all dissolves. 2 decades collapse into a single, shattering heartbeat. She's stunning, not just beautiful, she's always been beautiful. But now? She's something else, the kind of striking that tilts the world off its axis. That navy silk dress, the slit-teasing, long-toned legs I remember too damn well. Her skin glows under the chandeliers, caramel and warmth, framed by the deep red of her lips. And her hair, God! That endless dark wave spilling over one shoulder just like before. I turn to Mari, breath coming too fast, too sharp. My chest rises and falls like a storm trapped inside me, but I push forward, the story spilling from my lips. She was there. I couldn't believe it, but she was there. I shoved past a cluster of people, laughter too bright, champagne glasses clinking as if nothing had shifted. as if the ground beneath me hadn't just cracked open. My heart pounded, each beat a command. Find her, find her, find her. I spun, eyes raking over the room. My pulse thundered in my ears. The DJ's voice boomed again, bass rattling the floor, but it barely registered. All I could hear was the ghost of her name, whispering through my mind. Camila, I swear I saw her. The way her lips parted, the flicker of recognition, the crack in that carefully composed mask. I know what I saw, and yet she was gone. I scanned the room one last time, but the space where she stood was just empty, a void where something, someone once existed. Someone I lost, again, and this time I might not get another chance. I turned toward the entrance, shoving past another tangle of dancers. My pulse still pounded. Maybe she left. Maybe she was outside, but by the time I reached the door, I knew. I was too late. I stopped short, scanning the street, breath coming fast. The night air was thick, the city alive with movement, but she was nowhere. Gone. The doorman barely looked up as I stepped toward him. Did you see a woman run out of here? He nodded, indifferent, and says, Just missed her, she got in a cab. Silence stretches between Mari and me. I rake a hand through my hair, jaw tight. My body is still locked in that split second of disbelief. After all these years, after everything, I saw her and she disappeared. I exhale, grounding myself. Then, I look back at Mari and continue. I stood there gazing down the street, like maybe, just maybe, I'd catch one last glimpse of her, like the universe might finally throw me a break. But no such luck. I tried to think, to ground myself in something real. 20 years have hardened me, made me a man who doesn't flinch, doesn't waver. But this? Camila? She undoes me. With no sight of her, I turned back to the ballroom. My feet carried me to the spot where she had stood, her presence still thick in the air. On the bar, the glass she had been holding remained abandoned. A perfect red lipstick stain marked the rim. I reached out, my fingertips grazing the imprint before picking it up, cradling it in my palm. Proof that she was real, that this wasn't just some cruel trick of my exhausted mind. Then I heard someone say, You know her? My head snapped up, instincts kicking in. The bartender was watching me, waiting. Why? He didn't answer right away. Instead, he reached behind the bar, lifted something, and set it down in front of me. A phone. She left this, he said. For a second, I just stared at it. Then, before he could say another word, I grabbed it. Yeah, I know her. The bartender's mouth opened, maybe to object, maybe to ask a question. I didn't give him the chance, a single nod. Then I turned away, gripping the phone tight in my palm. She was here, thriving. And now I had a piece of her, a way to find her. I wasn't going to disappear again, not this time. Now her phone lies on my desk, sleek, expensive, the screen protector cracked at the corner. It's the small imperfections that hit the hardest. The tiny reminders make it all feel more real, more her. It sits there like a lifeline, like proof. The screen is locked, but her face stares up at me from the wallpaper. CeeCee, mid-laugh, a golden retriever at her side. Brooklyn, if I had to guess. She looks happy, unburdened. The sight twists something in my chest. I reach for the phone, my thumb hovering over the screen. She's out there somewhere, probably realizing it's gone, maybe cursing under her breath as she retraced her steps. And she has no idea that it is in my hands. No idea that after 20 years, fate just handed me a reason to see her again.
And Victor?
I look at her and say, he doesn't get a say in this anymore. I turn the phone over in my hands, its weight heavier than it should be. Mari's words echo in my head, threading through the past and dragging it into the present. The truth could get her killed. My jaw tightens. She deserves to know. Silence fills the room. Marty and I don't need to speak. We both understand just how dangerous the past can be. The phone screen lights up again, another missed call. Maggie, I remember her, Camila's closest friend, almost like a sister. I exhale, running a hand over my jaw. It's good to see that they stayed close. Good to know Camila still has someone looking out for her. Maggie must be worried sick. For a split second, I consider answering, letting her know the phone is safe, that Camila, wherever she is, has nothing to worry about. But I don't, because Camila should be the first to hear from me. I have to see her, I say quietly. Mari doesn't argue. She sighs and hands me a slim file.
Brooklyn Heights. Nice place for a magazine editor.
I raise an eyebrow. That was fast.
What can I say? I'm thorough.
Her lips twitch, just barely.
And I know you. Better to keep you in my sights than let you do something reckless on your own.
Victor can't know.
Obviously.
Mary turns for the door but pauses at the threshold. When she looks back, there's something sharp in her gaze, something aware.
But Sebastian, be careful. Your brother's not the only one watching. The moment you stepped off that stage last night, everything changed.
She leaves, the door clicking shut behind her. I exhale, staring down at CeeCee's phone. Yeah, everything has changed, and this time, I'm not letting her slip away. 20 years ago, I walked away to protect her. Now, I'm walking back into her life to do the same. But first, I have to return her phone, along with a piece of the truth she's spent 2 decades searching for. The real question is, will she listen long enough to hear it, or will she run again, taking my heart with her? Only one way to find out. My fingers hover over the phone. For a split second, I consider leaving it on the desk, letting her keep her distance. But that's the coward's way out. I haven't come this far just to back down, not when the truth is this close. I grab my jacket, CeeCee's phone burning in my pocket like the secrets I carry. Outside, the sun rises higher over the city, promising another sweltering summer day in New York. It's time to face the music, and pray that this time the cost won't be quite so high. The elevator ride down feels endless. Each floor ticks by like the steady beat of a metronome, pulling me deeper into memories I've spent years trying to bury. Then the doors open. I step into the morning light, the weight of CeeCee's phone pressing against my palm. Some promises, I'm learning, are meant to be broken, and some truths refuse to stay buried. The city is eerily still in the early morning hush, but inside me a storm churns, relentless and unyielding. The weight of last night presses against my chest, thick and suffocating. My car sits exactly where I left it, undisturbed, though it feels like a lifetime has passed since I abandoned it here. The night before, after the gala, I was too drained, too raw, to bother with the garage. I hadn't even considered it. I had simply walked away, the exhaustion swallowing me whole. As I approach, an instinct, a whisper of unease, makes me pause. I turn, my gaze trailing back up to the building towering behind me. It isn't just steel and glass. It's more than a place of business. It's my legacy, my proof that redemption isn't just an illusion. 20 years of struggle, sacrifice, and belief pulse through its foundation. The foundation I built, the one that gives former inmates and their families a second chance. A chance I once desperately needed myself. Every brick, every window, every inch of it was constructed from the remnants of my own shattered past. Until last night. Now, everything feels different, off-kilter. The purpose that once drove me, kept me breathing, kept me moving, feels distant, almost foreign. Because last night something else took hold of me, a force just as powerful, just as consuming. Camila, her name is a whisper in my mind, a presence that lingers like the taste of whiskey on my tongue, unshakable, unavoidable. I draw in a slow breath, trying to steady myself, but the truth is undeniable. This morning, for the first time in 2 decades, my mind is no longer on the mission, it's on her. My thoughts are interrupted by the sound of my name. I turn. Jackson, the doorman, jogs toward me, grinning widely, his usual warmth cutting through the morning chill. He was hired last year, fresh out of prison, locked up for selling pot to support his sick mother and 3 younger siblings. Now, he's got his GED and just started his first year of college. I smile, reminded of why I do this. We meet halfway, clasping hands in a firm shake. I say, "What's up, man? Why are you still here? I thought your shift ended at 6, it's 7 now." He tells me he kept an eye on my car and that he was concerned when he saw it still parked out front. Turns out Mari called the security desk and told him to keep watch, but to leave me be. She's always one step ahead. I clap Jackson on the back. Appreciate it, man. Thanks for looking out. He grins and says he's heading to meet his girlfriend for breakfast. Treat her right, I tell him. Good food, maybe even some flowers. I slip him 100. His grin stretches wide, all teeth and sunlight. Thanks, boss. You're a special kind of man. Always remember that. I nod, offering a small smile. Ditto, my friend. Ditto. That word. Ditto. CeeCee used to say it every time I told her I loved her. She never said the words back. Just ditto. Even back then she was guarded, scared of being hurt. And now I'm about to blow back into her life like a storm she never asked for. And I don't know what I'll leave standing when I'm gone. I slip into the car and watch Jackson disappear down the street. For the first time this morning, something close to warmth stirs in my chest. I punch in the address Mari gave me and pull onto the road, heading toward the Brooklyn Bridge. The city's waking up, but all I feel is the past, tightening its grip. The bridge hums beneath my tires as I cross into Brooklyn. The city is alive, horns, bikes weaving through traffic, the distant wail of a siren, but I barely hear it. All I can think about is her. CeeCee. I've dated, sure. There have been women in my life, smart ones, beautiful ones, but no one ever came close, not to her, not to the way she made me feel, like I mattered, like I could be more than what the world saw in me. It's been 20 years, and I still remember how her laugh felt in my chest, like sunlight, like peace. I gripped the steering wheel a little tighter. I don't remember the last time I felt this nervous. Sure, I've been to prison. I've walked into rooms filled with men who had nothing to lose and everything to prove. I meet with ex-cons almost every day, but none of that comes close to this, to driving back into her life, to not knowing what the hell I'm even going to say. Do I tell her everything? Everything I've been holding in for 2 decades? How she never really left me? How I still think about her more than I care to admit? Or do I just give her the phone and walk away again? Would that be easier? Cleaner? What if she slams the door in my face? She ran last night when she saw me, didn't say a word. Maybe that was her answer. My chest tightens, my stomach's in knots. The thoughts come fast, louder than the traffic outside, and then my phone rings. Mari. I stare at the screen, but I don't answer. Not yet. I need a minute. Need to get my head right before I step into whatever this is going to be. I slow down as I pull onto a quiet block. Brownstones line the street like old sentinels, and then I see it. A set of stone steps lined with flower pots, each one blooming with azaleas. My lips pull into a small, involuntary smile. Yeah, this is her place. CeeCee always loved azaleas. I park at the curb and kill the engine. For a second, I just sit there, trying to catch my breath, trying to calm the storm inside me. And then I see him. A golden retriever perched at the window, watching, eyes locked straight onto mine, like he knows. That has to be him. The dog she's hugging in the photo on her screensaver, the one she wouldn't stop talking about on the old Facebook posts I spent hours staring at but never liked. I let out a slow breath, my pulses thudding in my ears. I'm here. After all this time, I'm actually about to see her, face to face. 20 years later. I sit there a moment longer, staring at the steps, every inch of me screaming to move, to do something. So I open the door and step out. The morning air is cool, almost crisp. It hits me like a slap. Startles me awake. I walk slowly toward the brownstone. Each step feels heavier than the last. Like the closer I get to her door, the more real this becomes. Halfway up, I pause. My hand hovers near the doorbell, close but not quite there. And that's when it hits me. Shit. It's only 7:42 a.m. on a Saturday. I mutter a curse under my breath. What the hell am I doing? Of course she's not ready for this. She probably hasn't even had coffee yet. She's probably still in bed, curled up. I rake a hand through my hair and take a step back. Maybe I should come back later, give her time, give me time. But the truth is, I've had time, 20 years of it. And the fear doesn't go away. It just buries itself deeper, until it's so familiar you forget what courage feels like. No. It's now or never. I turn back, step up to the door again, take a breath, lift my hand and ring the bell. A beat, silence, then movement. A shadow behind the frosted glass, a soft bark from inside. And just like that, the door swings open. CeeCee stands there, eyes wide, mouth slightly open, like she can't quite believe I'm real. And maybe I can't either. I swallow hard. My voice is caught somewhere in my throat. The golden retriever nudges past her legs, tail wagging, but she doesn't move. We just stand there, staring at each other, 20 years collapsing into one breathless moment. Then she whispers my name. Sebastian?
That's it for this week's episode of Echoes of Us. But the story is far from over. New episodes drop every Thursday, so be sure to follow, subscribe, and never miss a moment. Thank you for listening and being part of this story. Your support means everything. If you enjoyed the episode, consider leaving a review or sharing it with a friend. It helps more listeners find us. Until next time, listen closely, because sometimes the past isn't as far away as it seems.